Hey guys, Bryson here, and today I want to talk about exactly when is the right time to actually move out, and how do you create a budget for moving out, and how does everything actually work, okay? How much does rent cost? How much my expenses? Do I get credit card debt? What exactly do I do? And when is the perfect time to actually go out there and move out? In this video, I'm going to break down every single detail. And if you're new here, guys, make sure to also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified, because I do post videos every single day. And on top of that, also destroy, annihilate, break the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps a lot, so thank you guys so much. Okay, now the first thing is this: why and when do you actually want to move out? Okay, what is the main reason why you actually want to move out? Okay, the first thing is this. Okay, most people watching this video most likely want to move out because basically they want independence, they want to be free, and they don't want to worry about mommy and daddy anymore, and basically they want freedom. Okay, but some people out there want to move out not because they want freedom, but maybe just because, hey, I live in a toxic household. I don't want to live here anymore, and I gotta get out as fast as possible. I've heard stories from both sides, and trust me, sometimes you have to move out, but sometimes you want to move out, but it might not be in your best interest to actually go out there and move out even quicker. Now, if you're either A and B, you want independence, or you're in a toxic relationship, the answer is this video is going to apply to you. So now let's answer the question, okay? So Tommy, when is the right time to actually move out? The answer is 7 in 10 of you, around 70% of you watching this video right here, are probably going to go to college. That's according to statistics out there, okay? And the idea is that if you're going to go to college, I always recommend do not move out and do not dorm in that college either, because it's going to be super expensive. So the answer is usually stay at home, go to college, but while you're going to college, you get that bachelor's degree, basically go out there and also get a job. Now, while you're in college, you might say, Tommy, I can't work full-time. The answer is I'm not asking you to work full-time. However, you can work part-time and make a decent amount of money, like around $24,000 every single year. That's how much I made when I had a few jobs and I juggled everything while I was going to college. And the answer is, if you make $24K, I want you to keep a minimum of around $15,000 and save that money up. And in 4 years of college, you're going to have a savings of around $60,000. If you only save, for example, $10,000, well, that's $40,000, which is actually a lot of money, more than the average adult even has when they graduate, and more or less even like 10 years after they actually graduate. You'll have a ton of money, more than anyone out there. However, if you need to move out right now, today, toxic stuff, emergency, I get it. The answer is probably you're gonna go to college, right? Yeah, but dorm, room, and board there, because basically, like, hey, I need to move out, it's an emergency, blah, blah, blah. I get that, but just get a job, right? Making around like $24,000, and then rent a room, maybe around like $500 to $1,000 every single month. And that way, although you might not have all the savings, I get that, I understand that, you will be able to move out, not spend that much money, and also go to college. However, you may say, Tommy, well, you're wrong, because I don't want to go to college. I don't plan on doing that. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be this. I want to be that. Well, in reality, I get that also, but usually you will need a job as your seed money, right? That money that you actually get from your job is going to be the money to create for you more income in the future. And in reality, one thing I don't like is called minimum wage. Why? It sucks. It's not fair. And to be honest with you, if you're making like $7 an hour or 10 or 12 or 15, it is still not a lot of money, depending on your state and where you actually live. But usually minimum wage is just enough to live depending on the state you actually live. Okay, so for example, I highly recommend, you don't want to go to college, that's fine, but go out there and get a trade job, or for example, a licensed nurse, a licensed therapist, whatever it is, okay, whatever you want to do, maybe like 1 to 2 years, a lot sooner than college, but that way you can earn between $48,000 to $60,000, and you're not making minimum wage around like what, like $12 an hour. The answer is, bro, that is not going to be enough, trust me, and you're going to be struggling. So whether you want to go to college, do not go ahead and move out. Stay in college. Also, stay at your house, save up money, boom. If you want to move out, emergency, rent a room, go to college, and then after you graduate, you can save a lot more money. If you don't want to go to college, stay with your parents, get a trade, okay, and then move out right after you actually graduate and also have savings. But in all these situations right here, you want to make sure you get a job while going to school and trying to upgrade the skills you actually have. That is the core idea. And also make sure, please, okay, when you're moving out, make sure to have a minimum of around 3 months worth of expenses, and that way if anything happens to you, you're good for 3 months in case you lose your job, because you never know what's going to happen. Now you're probably wondering, okay, Tommy, I get that, I understand that. However, number 2 here, Tommy, what can I expect when it comes to spending money when I actually move out? How much is it actually going to cost me, okay? And the answer is, well, most of you watching this video are probably going to rent, and you're probably not going to go ahead and buy a house right out of college, because basically you don't know if you want to start a family, you don't know if you want to live in that neighborhood. The answer is usually renting is going to be the better option. And by the way, 99% of the time, renting is always cheaper than going out there and buying a house. Okay, so I understand that, that's fine. You don't have to go out there and buy a brand new house for like 200K or 300K, or even, for example, 500K. No matter what your income is, usually renting is going to be cheaper than actually buying. By the way, always go on Google and type in rent or buy calculator, and that way they do the math for you, and that way you find exactly which one is going to be best for you in the future, okay? Now here are the expenses, okay? And the biggest expense you're probably gonna have is called rent, because for the longest time ever, you've been like living for free with your parents, but the answer is now you're going to have to pay rent. You have to pay rent to live in this place, and the answer is, in the US right now, the average rent for a 1-bedroom is around $1,200. But in reality, you know what they say, like the average, although the average is the average, I can find an apartment in the Bronx easily for like $700 or like $800 or $1,000. You just have to look around, and it might not be in the best neighborhood, but it doesn't have to be like $1,200. And by the way, remember, getting a roommate, or for example, getting a room, that way you can actually spend less money, is always an option, especially if you want to live in the city in a very expensive area, but you don't want to pay a lot of money. Getting a roommate might be the best option, especially if you're going to be at work and outside all the time and only home to sleep. The answer is, why pay a lot of money for an apartment? Now, the general rule is basically you don't want to spend more than 30% of your income on your rent. So for example, if you are making every single month around $4,000 after taxes, by the way, not your gross income, okay? Always keep that in mind. So for example, if you make $4,000 every single month, okay, after taxes, 4,000, and you can only get around 30% of that for rent, the answer is times 0.3. Well, in reality, you can't spend more than $1,200 on rent. That way you have a lot of extra money to basically go out there and spend on your food, expenses, and everything else. That way you can also even save and also invest money without actually running out of money very quickly. But for example, if you spend half of your income or 60% of your income on rent, the answer is, it's a terrible idea. You will not have enough money to actually go out there and invest and save money, or maybe even try to start a business, okay? So always, the rule is 30% of your income after taxes should be for rent. But again, rules can be broken. If you can do 10% or 20%, well, that's even a better option. And by the way, I think Graham Stephan lives for 0%. Free, because the other guy that lives with him basically pays the rent because he has a duplex. So that's always an option also. So keep that in mind. Now, the second biggest expense is probably going to be furniture, because by the way, when you move out, the houses usually do not come with furniture, okay? But they do come with a fridge, also a dishwasher, and also a stove. That's like standard stuff. But in reality, you will need furniture around the house. Now, I've been to my friend's house that basically all they have is literally a camping chair, and that's their couch, entertainment center, and also the dining chair, okay? That is everything. Just one camping couch, or maybe two if they want to be fancy. And I never understand this, because basically, if you want furniture, you can go out there and get it for free. Tommy, what? Free? How? The answer is, just go on Craigslist and go to the for sale section, and right under that, you're gonna see something called the free section. And in the free section, there are always people giving away furniture. But tell me, why? It's a scam. The answer is no. People basically buy stuff they don't need and then want to throw it out. Instead of throwing it out, why not just give it away? And that's what I do. You can go out there, find a couch for free, coffee table for free, chairs for free, and that way you don't have to spend money. But also, if there's something you want and it's not there, the answer is, don't go buy brand new at IKEA or wherever you want to go, at Boss Furniture. The answer is no. Just go on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist and look for the furniture used in good condition and buy it for a discount. For example, my friend is about to remodel his entire house for less than $500. That includes a table, drawers, mirrors, couches, everything for less than $500, because again, he's going to go on Facebook and Craigslist, get some stuff for free, and then also pay for some stuff he needs, but in reality, he is not going to pay retail. All you have to do is go there and pick up the furniture. Sometimes I bought a bookcase back here. I bought it and I only had to pay him around $5 to $10 to actually bring it to my house, because again, I don't have a car. But the idea is you can always pay for shipping also. So keep that in mind. Furniture is important, but it's also very cheap if you just buy it used. And by the way, the only time you want to buy expensive furniture is if, for example, you're going to buy like Italian wood that's going to appreciate in time, because basically it's so crazy expensive, and it also is so crazy like what's you call those things, like antique. That way it's also more expensive, okay? But you're probably going to buy normal furniture, so don't go out there, spend money on it. Just go on Craigslist and also Facebook. Now, the third highest expense is probably going to be debt. That includes your auto loan, your credit card debt, and also student loan debt. And by the way, this is where trouble gets into the picture, because people go from, hey, I want independence from my parents. I don't want to be mommy's boy or daddy's boy anymore. I want to be my own boy, right? But in reality, you trade your parents in for the bank, because now you're the bank's boy, okay? Because the bank pays all your bills and you're also in chain to them. You owe them all the money. So in reality, credit card debt, don't get it. Honestly, it's not important. But if you want to build your credit score, get 1 to 3 credit cards and put your bills on it. For example, your phone bill, Netflix, iTunes, Spotify, whatever it is, and just put it on your credit cards, okay? And pay it off in full every single month and cut the credit cards, and then boom, you'll build your credit up automatically without having to worry about going into massive debt. Remember, auto pay it in full every single month, and just put auto bills on it, and that way everything is taken care of, but you don't get into credit card debt. Also, student loan debt, that's an investment. I actually appreciate student loan debt, right? But the answer is be smart about it. Don't go to this private school that's going to give you the same education, but it's going to cost you like 20 to 30% more. The answer is go to a normal school with a great degree, and that way you're also going to be marketable and also going to get a job out there. By the way, apply for a minimum of 50 scholarships. That we can also get free money, because free money is always better than no money, okay? Honestly, right? And on top of that, remember, you can actually hack the whole thing and go to community college, get your associates there, and then go get your bachelor's and master's for a cheaper price, okay? That is always a possibility also. That way your undergrad is taken care of, but also at a cheaper price. On top of that, when it comes to auto loan, do me a favor, do not buy a new car. I hate new cars. As soon as you drive it off the lot, it's worth less money. Buy a used car between 3 to 5 years old. That way you get a massive discount and also save for it, and buy it usually in cash. That way you don't have to worry about like, hey, I'm paying for this vehicle, but it's actually losing value. The answer is no. And by the way, ride that car until the wheels fall off, or basically until your net worth is so high that basically buying a new car is not going to affect you that much, between like 5 to 10% of your entire net worth, okay? That is the idea. And I think, by the way, Graham Stephan was riding a Prius for a very long time also, okay? He wasn't like in a Tesla or the fancy car for a long time. Like, that was pretty soon, but he was actually driving in a Prius, in a normal car, for a long time also. You don't need to have a crazy expensive car. Just have a nice car, used car, keep it clean and maintain it, okay? That's the idea. So debt, it can entrap you very easily, but just do not do it, okay? And also pay extra in student loan debts. That way you finish a lot faster. That's the idea. And by the way, those are the big expenses, but in reality, you're gonna have the small ones also. For example, internet, phone bill, gym, electricity, also food, also car insurance, also car gas, and also random stuff. And in reality, I made a budget for that. I'm gonna link it down below that we can see it. But the answer is, it should be like around $670. And by the way, do not be the person that says all the time, hey Tommy, I just spent all my money on food. I hate that stuff, okay? Just make a budget for food like around $200 to $300, and that way everything is covered. By the way, everything I mentioned here is down below with real numbers, and that way you know exactly how much it's going to cost you in total. But overall, it should be around $670 plus rent of $1,000. It should be like around $1,670. And you might say, Tommy, wow, that's cheap. In reality, it is cheap, okay? It's very cheap. But if you are a minimum wage, making, for example, $10 an hour, this stuff will keep you poor forever. And that's why I recommend go out there, get a bachelor's degree or get a trade job and make at least like $48,000 every single year. And that way this stuff does not actually bind you or trap you. Because again, $1,600 is not a lot of money, but if you're making minimum wage, it's going to be a lot of money. Because for example, if you work 8 hours every single day, 5 times a week, that's around 40 hours every single week, and you get paid $10 an hour, bro. $10, that's $400. In reality, Uncle Sam takes around 10%, so you keep 80%. Well, times 0.80, that's how much you keep, times 4 to get the monthly revenue. In reality, you're only making $1,280. How are you supposed to live on this? It's impossible. It's not fair. So do not try to live it out on the minimum wage jobs, okay? They make absolutely no sense. They're only supposed to be temporary while you're going to college and also trying to get a trade job or a license of any sort, okay? That is the idea. So overall, guys, okay, when it comes to this video, moving out is going to be expensive, but if you know what you're doing and you also budget, you're going to be just fine. And overall, the key ideas is basically get a job, stay at home, and basically move out with an emergency fund, and also stay out of debt and pay your debts off. The important ones, for example, like student loan debt, and that way you're good to go. And do not get a brand new car. You do not need it. Graham Stephan is a millionaire. He didn't do that, okay? On top of that, I make around $23,000 to $30,000 every single month. I don't even have a car, bro. You don't need any of this stuff to make you happy, make you look cool. The answer is nobody cares, okay? Well, some people do care, but in reality, people that do care, usually you shouldn't really care what they think about you, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Comment down below and let me know, was this video helpful in any way? Did it help you understand everything? Comment down below, let me know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, if you like this video here, well, like this video. On top of that, also, if you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And on top of that, also follow me on Instagram, Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch a video basically on how I actually invest money, watch the video right here. And see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.